Hi and welcome. Welcome to this first video of the epoxy training series. Now, this first video, I'm going to talk to you all about the benefits of epoxy floors and why we should be applying epoxy floors. Before I get to the first slide, let me just quickly introduce myself so you know who is talking. My name is Akis. I have been involved in epoxies for about 10 years now, both as a manufacturer, as an educator, but also as an applicator of epoxy. So I've experienced everything in epoxies, from supplying the product to applying what goes wrong. I've seen great projects. I've also seen projects that didn't go so well. And I'm hoping that I can share my experiences and you will benefit from these training videos. So I say, how about we just go now to the first training video and to the first slide, where I'm going to talk to you all about what are the main benefits, what is an epoxy floor, and why do we apply them.
All right then, let's talk about the benefits of epoxy floors. And let's clarify what actually do we mean by the term epoxy floor. And my definition of an epoxy floor is it's a protective coating or a combined system of coats. It could be more than one coat that is applied on top of the existing floor substrate. The existing substrate being cement, concrete, or some other types, but I don't want to go into that detail. Another important point about epoxy floors is that they are usually multi-component, so they're based on an A and a B component. Like in this picture, you have to mix the two together to actually be able to apply and use it. And the question now is, what purpose do epoxy floors serve? They serve 5 purposes, and I'm going to go through each one now, so we understand why should we be applying epoxy floors on concrete. The first purpose of epoxy floors is that they provide protection from mechanical abrasion. Have a look at this picture here. It's a picture of a factory. This is the quarter where they ship the goods in and out. A lot of wear and tear, a lot of stress on the floor. This was a damaged floor. By having an epoxy on top, you can protect the floor from damage, from cracks, from dust being created. Very important reason why we use epoxies on top of concrete. The second reason why we use epoxies is for cleanliness and hygiene reasons. In this particular example, this is actually in a pharmaceutical packaging factory. Now, the issue here is you have very strict standards when you produce medicines or foods or other sort of sensitive types of products. So you want a very clean floor. Epoxies can create this beautiful smooth surface where it's very easy to clean, very easy to spot some dirt, and that is why they are so popular. You could never get this type of cleanliness with a concrete floor, but you can with an epoxy floor. That's why you'll see a lot of epoxies being applied in pharmaceutical and in the food industry. The third purpose of epoxies, which for many this sounds very straightforward, but not everyone realizes it, that epoxies are very good at waterproofing a surface. They are very good because any water that could be absorbed by the floor does not get absorbed, and not only for water but for other chemical substances as well that we will look into in a minute. But now, looking at waterproofing, here for example is a facility in a factory that treated water, and there was a lot of water flooding the floor, splashing on the floor. It was very difficult to collect the water. By having a nice smooth epoxy surface, the concrete stays protected and it's very easy to collect the water. Now, the fourth reason why we use epoxies is to protect the floors from chemical abrasion. So before, in slide number 3, we showed water. Now we're also talking about chemical abrasion. In these pictures here, these are actually from wine factories. So the wine that was dripping on the floor, the wine that was kind of attacking the floor, it was slowly eating away at the concrete, eating away at the floor, and the floor needed to be redone. How do you redo the floor? By applying epoxies. By applying epoxies over it, you protect the floor, you protect the surface, and it's in a much better condition from future abrasion and damage. And there is one fifth reason why we apply epoxies, And this one is aesthetic or decorative. Some people would say this should be the first. I like to put it at the end, but it's a very important one. Whatever color floor you put on an epoxy, you will get an entirely different effect. And this is very obvious. In this example here, you have a black floor, so you got a nice black mirror reflection. You can get a white floor, you can get blue floors, you can get gray floors, whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve it by applying an epoxy coat. So, this is the fifth and final reason. Now, thank you very much for watching this video. Stay posted. There's one more video. There's another video coming in a few days, so stay posted for the next video. In the next video, we look at the top rookie mistakes in epoxy flooring. There's a lot of interesting stuff to learn there, so I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you for watching.